Hello, everybody. Today I'm presenting this talk
Hello
on
everybody.
career planning in
Today
biomedical
I'm
engineering,
presenting
and
this.
this talk will be focused on the undergraduate students and who are pursuing their biomedical engineering currently. And I'm really thankful to Niranjan for giving me this opportunity to be able to speak to the students at the regional science center in Calicut. And I know these are really great students who are really conscious about their career. So, in today's talk, I would talk about various ways in which you can plan your career as a biomedical engineer and you can grow further. So, before I divulge into that, how you can develop a career, I would like to tell you something about myself. So, this is how the timeline of my life looks like. So I did my bachelor's of engineering or BTech in biomedical engineering from Maharishi Dayanand University. It is a university in northern part of India. Then I did my master's from VIT University. Then I joined PhD at a unique program of biomedical devices and technology, which was being offered by IIT Madras, CMC Vellore, and Sri Chitra Trinal Institute of Medical Science and Technology. And during this program, I got an opportunity to come to Harvard Medical School to pursue a pre-doctoral fellowship. So the interesting thing was that during this time, when I was doing my bachelor's of engineering, I started a website biomedical.in for which helped students in knowing more about various career opportunities in biomedical engineering, how you can launch a successful career, and also it used to provide different opportunities which are available in terms of internship, fellowships, and many more opportunities. Apart from that, in my second year of engineering, I did a internship at Center for Biomedical Engineering, which constitutes of IIT Delhi and AIMS. And then in at the end of my third year, I did a skill development internship with Scientech. They produced the ECG monitors and other kits, and I was also working with Tyco Embedded System. It is an embedded system company. They do training related to embedded systems. So these were the internships which I pursued during the time of my bachelor's of engineering. And during my master's, I worked at Center for Nanoscience in IISc Bangalore, and I also founded a organization EHFI, which is Education and Healthcare Foundation of India. And in my PhD, I worked with an organization to start organization Easy Max. We were planning on some launching on some diagnostics in India. Then I also did a small internship with the company called I Love Mondays. I worked as a social media strategist for them for some time. And I was actively involved with Toastmasters, and I learned the tricks of public speaking and leadership from there. I worked with Mitra, and we founded ABME and Lopo. So there are like bunch of things which I was doing during my PhD time, and during my time here at Harvard Medical School, I have been involved with a uh, like a NGO Association for India's Development, and I also do some pro bono consulting with the Tufts Advisory Partners and IXL Center. I also involved with Navigus as an industry mentor for students. So why do I say that this is the timeline of my life and why it is important? So essentially, why I showed you this graph is because I started my engineering journey from a really small place. Like this college was located when I joined the college, it was the second batch of biomedical engineering which they were offering, and then I kept pursuing my biomedical engineering passion or dreams to do something spectacular in the field. And here I am, like in the period of 10 to 11 years. So this is the my like I wanted to just show a timeline. And the interesting thing is I had been doing internship all along. I didn't work in the industry in the meanwhile, but I kept on doing internship to improve my profile as such. So this timeline of a life of an engineer like me, a biomedical engineer like me, can help you plan your life in a different manner, or like can give you some idea. So this was intentionally for providing you stimulus about what it could be. So now moving on, I would like to talk about the different paths to success. So I have structured this particular segment as academia, industry, and entrepreneurship. So academia is something which for which you need the highest degree, which is like PhD, postdoc. You need the highest degree in academia to be successful in academia, because academic research requires a lot of money, and people will not be ready to fund you until you have finished your PhD or postdoc, or you have worked extensively in that area. And then you can enter into academic research, which involves like being faculty at some college or being research managers and carrying out multi-billion dollar research. So that is one part of the paths which you can take, that is academia. Second part is industry. So industry is very special. In this, it is not necessary that you need to do PhD. You can do your bachelor's of engineering and enter into your industry. You can do masters of engineering and then enter into your industry. You can even enter into industry after even doing PhD. So what are the different domains which you can pursue after finishing these degrees? You can, in the industry, you can go into research, you can go into the maintenance aspect of it, in which you are maintaining the facility of biomedical engineering equipments. You can also work for business development, like in terms of sales, in terms of strategy, in terms of how can I make this medical device more sellable, how can we improve the features, or presenting the device to the doctors as an application specialist. So these are the particular fields which follow up like from any degree. And the way the positions which you will get is like industrial researcher, or you will be the sales and service engineer, or you will be analytics and the strategy analyst for this particular type of industry. So these are the fields which you can pursue in the industry. Next, moving on, in case of entrepreneurship, so here I am putting that you can be having any degree, like you need not even have degree to be an entrepreneur, like sometimes I feel so. And you can work in any domain. So entrepreneurship is about finding the right idea and finding a right team which can execute the idea which you want to pursue. So it is all about that. And the designation you will get, that will be really fabulous, which is the designation of founder and CEO. So these are the three particular paths to success which you can take at the end of your bachelor's of engineering degree in biomedical engineering. So now I would like to divulge into what you should do during your degree, which will make you more valuable, more employable, and a much better person, a much better biomedical engineer. So here, as I have put through, at the end of your first year, you should be able to do some amount of coding. So this coding involves like knowledge of C, C++, those are basics. But these days, the important part is that you need to know Python. You need to know uh, graphical user, you if you can learn, you can learn how you can design the graphical user interface in Qt. And you can also learn the basics of C, C++, which will help you in taking the ropes of these higher level languages. So that is must after first year, because I generally understand that at the end of the first year you are not specialized to do something and you are still excited. So if you learn a bit of programming, it will be helpful for you in any kind of job you would like to pursue. So at the end of second year, I would advise if you can go for industrial internship or hospital internship. So industrial internship or hospital internship is basically a peek into what a biomedical engineer does, how do they work, what are the kind of things they can do, or what are the kind of things they cannot do, or is it the right thing for me to do biomedical engineering or not? Do I like it as a career or not? So after second year, you have a bit of knowledge about biomedical engineering field, and then you can, and when you do this internship, it will give you a bit of confidence that how you can pursue this field, or do you want to pursue this field or not. It will give you a good bit of knowledge about yourself, whether you want to change your path, you want to do something else at the end of engineering. So if you are still determined mind to do biomedical engineering or not, the third year intern, you finish your third year, at the end of it, try getting an internship into some universities like premier institutes. Like if you are a part of a premier institutes, like if you are studying in IITs or NITs, then you can work into getting into admission into foreign universities for the internship program. If you are within Indian university, then you can go to IIT and CSIR labs for that internship. Because at this juncture of third year, it is very crucial that you get an internship exposure in both in terms of research as well as in terms of application based research. And another thing, if you are not interested in going into university internship, what you can do is you can advance the skills which you already have. You can advance the skills in coding, you can advance the skill in designing electronics, you can advance the skills in understanding how a material testing is done, or any other important particular skill which you want to develop. So the internship after third year is basically focused on advanced skill development and university internship. The internship which is done in fourth year, that is particularly focused on the projects and the things which you want to finalize as a final year project, which you will provide as the output, as the fruit of your biomedical engineering degree. That is the fourth year's project internship, which I guess will provide. But there is one important key factor which you must keep in mind, and which you must always continue to do, is that you must do course projects throughout your degree. You must pursue different type of projects in the labs or with different professors. Keep pursuing those projects because they help you in building your portfolio of projects as an engineer. And when you go with your profile, you will have a really strong profile if you have been doing projects all through your engineering life. So that is very important. What are some additional skills which you would need in order to be successful? The first thing I'll recommend is public speaking. Because no matter how much knowledge you have, if you cannot communicate it to the other person, it is very difficult to be successful in the field. So communication, especially public speaking, is really essential for you in order to be successful. So public speaking, both in terms of presentation, both in terms of talking to people in interpersonal relation or communication, that is very important. Second thing is creating PowerPoint presentations. Putting your ideas through, what you really like, or what like how you can express yourself in a better manner. These days, most of the jobs, they require you to present in a periodical manner. So if you have a good practice during your engineering degree, it will be really helpful for you to when you are coming out of the degree, in order to pursue your career. The third thing is leadership skills. So you need to develop some leadership skills, working in extracurricular activities, being a leader of a team, being organizing some events, organizing workshops, participating in workshops. So those kind of things improve your leadership abilities, and they form a very integral part of your resume, which will go at the end of your degree and which will help you in getting the job you desire. Then the fourth thing is writing emails. I cannot digress it enough that it is like I'm really sorry to say that, like, when I read emails from the students who send me emails that they are seeking internship opportunities or they are seeking some opportunity somewhere, the emails are really poorly written. So some of the emails have everything in the subject, and some of the emails don't even have subject. So I guess if you can take a training, a formal training from somebody, that how to write emails, how to communicate your scientific communication or the other type of communication to the people, it will be really, really nice for you. So that is something which you can do during your degree in order to improve yourself as an individual or as a biomedical engineer in particular. Now, when you seek internship, so what you should seek during the internships. So this thing I have seen like most of the students forget to take care of, and it is called why they want to do internship. So I want this to be really clear in your head when you are applying for an internship, that whether you are doing that internship for skill development, or you are doing that internship to gain experience, or you are doing that internship to gain exposure, or you are doing that internship to network with other people and get a good job, or you could be doing it for any of the combination like skill development and experience and exposure and networking, and number of possibilities. But you should have a purpose in your mind clearly defined. Like you can use the path which I suggested, that you can pursue after second year what type of internship, after third year what type of internship. But your purpose, why you want to do that internship, is very, very important, because that essentially sets the bar. Or when you are writing to somebody desiring that internship, that actually defines why you are applying. So this is the why part of it, and it is very important. Second thing is where to do this. I get asked like utmost number of time that where I can do internship or where to do internship. So the first and foremost place are the hospitals. They are the place where you have to go no matter what. If you are a biomedical engineer, you work with developing instruments, you work with maintaining instruments, you work for the sales of instruments, and those instruments or those technologies are being used on patients, and patients are in hospitals. So hospitals is a very important place where you should do internship. Second thing is startups. Startups are the place where you get to fill any role. You know, there are multiple roles in a like startup which you can fill as an intern, and it provides you breadth of topic. You get to learn diverse number of topics which you can excel on. So startups are another good place to do internship. Skill development centers. So there are multiple skill development center, and I see that Biomedical India, an organization founded by Niranjan, it does amazing job in providing like skills to people. They are training students to become a specialist in ultrasound. There are multiple organizations who train you in embedded systems, who train you in product development. You can join those skill development center in order to enhance the skill you are particularly looking to improve upon and get a job. Universities and medical college, these are the places which are the hub of research in India. In India, most of the research which is accessible to college students is carried out in the top universities and medical colleges. The reason being because they receive the largest amount of funding. In the point in entering industrial research, like it is very difficult for you to enter into industrial research, but in the university and medical college the bar is relatively lower and you can enter them. So that is another place. In industry, so there are multiple places in industry where you can do internships. They offer internships, but you need a very strong referral network in order to get an industrial internship. You also need to have a very good school behind you in order to get industrial internship, because these kind of internship you are competing with other people who are not biomedical engineer but they are interested in doing biomedical engineering industrial experience. So that is another phase where you can look into like getting internship. Then another way how to get it, you know, this question is also patently like asked again and again. So the emails are good form of communicating and asking people to get internship, but you know, don't do this thing. Okay, so I remember I have been like so people generally like personalize your emails. Don't just copy paste the content from one person to another person, because there have been so many times when the email has been written to me and it has been written, hi madam, this, hi madam Kusum, hi madam, Shrestha or something like that. There will be n number of different names written, and the content will be, I will know that this person hasn't even put this effort to change the name. Why would I be interested in helping him in getting an internship? So these are very small things which you can improve. You can personalize your emails which you send to people. You can talk to them in a personalized manner, because it's not about like a simple transaction. It's a network which you are trying to build. Another important place where you can build network is LinkedIn. It's a very powerful tool. Here you get to see what the people are doing, how they are doing. You can see the fellow biomedical engineers in other countries and see what type of internships they are doing. So that could also help you in finding, oh, I should do this type of internship. Oh, this guy had done this thing, this type of internship in hospital, and this type of internship in industry, and now he got an industrial job. So you can see the career path of different people on LinkedIn, which will help you and inspire you to pursue those career paths. So it's very important to peek into the careers of fellow biomedical engineers and get an insight from them that how you can improve your career and become better at it. Another thing is referral networks, which you can focus on, like friends and families who are working at different places, whom they know. So you need to keep on finding your referral network, which can help you in gaining these opportunities in the form of internships. So next is something which is planning ahead. So till now I was talking about how you can plan your current stay in your engineering degree, or what you can do during the degree to make yourself desirable. But there are different career paths with degrees and job, and n number of people want to take different type of path. But I have majorly classified them into two categories. One is the research path and one is the industrial path. The third one is entrepreneurial path, because there is no set path for entrepreneurship which I can define. I haven't put that in structure. So here when I see a common path, a common path which is followed by faculty is the first path on the left hand side, which is do a B, do a MTech, take up a job as a faculty in a college, and then parallelly join PhD. Keep teaching, keep researching, keep teaching, keep researching. Then after, like, again, you stay in the job, do a postdoc. So you keep improving your research skill and academic skills, and you become better. And over the period of time, you are the professor in that college, you are the head of the department in that college, and at that time you get saturated. So that is the place which most of the people follow, and they like if you are a person who likes a relaxed job, who wants to talk, teach people, or who wants to change the future of the coming generation, the first type of job or the first path in green is suitable for you. If you are looking for a second type of path, which is like the path which is similar to which I am following currently, but I might not maybe do postdoc to pursue a job, or I might directly. So in any case, you can move from BEd out to like job. You can move from MTech then to job. You can move from PhD then to job. You can move from postdoc to job. But this is a typical path which I have been following, like BTech, MTech, PhD, postdoc, job, which is academic research or industrial research, whatever research I wish to pursue. This is one path which you can follow, but in the meanwhile, you need to do multiple internships, as I suggested. Another path which you can follow is after an engineering, take a job for 2 years, get a raise, switch the job, get a further raise, work for 2 years, switch a job, get a further raise, and go on and on and on and on until you feel that you are satisfied or you are saturated. You can also pursue MBA in the meanwhile in order to improve your ability. So that is another career path. Another career path is during the internships when you are pursuing your engineering. That is this path, which is like after your engineering, you decide like I'm not cut out for engineering. I need to do MBA. Like most of the people feel that they are not cut out for the engineering field. They need to do MBA. So some people feel that they are cut out to do MBA in healthcare, so they do MBA in healthcare management. Some people, they feel that no, I'm not cut out for it. They do MBA in general practice, like they do pursue MBA in operations, marketing, or like finance. Like most of my undergraduate class, I guess they ended up doing MBA of some form, because they were not that much keen into biomedical. But some of them are still moving into the industry in the form of service engineers, in the form of like becoming specialist at their field. So some of them are doing that. So this is a career path for you if you are not that much interested and you want to change gears and move to something else. And when I mention MTech, you can also take it as a MS from coming to US, Australia, Germany, or other countries. I haven't like focused in particular about those career path as such. I'm just talking about the general career path currently. Another thing which you can do is you can pursue your bachelor's of engineering, take a job, then after you feel that you have enough knowledge of industry, then pursue MBA, MTech, enhance the particular skills, then take a job and keep growing. So then you can follow the same path, like job for 2 years, switch, job for 2 years, switch, and keep growing. So that these are the typical paths in research side and industrial side, which will help you in growing yourself and making yourself better over the period of time. So now I would suggest some interesting career opportunities and trending biomedical careers recently. So emerging and trending fields in biomedical engineering jobs, the first and foremost is the data analytics part. So in the data analytics part, you can focus on big data and biomedical engineering application. For this, you need to be really strong in coding. You need to know in and out of like Python, R, C, C++, Qt. So if you are able to do that, you are the person. You will get good jobs, and the salary packages are awesome, and they are not just limited to whatever package you get after a normal engineering. So that is one of the key thing. Second thing is healthcare consulting. So this is growing really big because India has recently, like in the medical device rule 2017 came, and it relaxed some of the rules for the foreign disinvestment, and like we can see a lot of expansion going on. And Prime Minister Modi has also suggested that we should focus more on startups. So these startups will need expertise in healthcare, and there you can come in as a strategic development person or the business expansion person. So healthcare consulting is also going to go big. Another thing is some technical jobs like biomedical signal analyst. Signal processing is such a key field. No matter what kind of signal you acquire, you work as a signal analyst and you will do big in life. So that is a trending field, and it is an evergreen field as well. And then bioengineering. These days there is a lot of work going on in CRISPR, which is engineering and programming of cells. That is bioengineering, particularly aimed into uh, bio like engineering cells and engineering programming them. So that is also another important part of bioengineering. Next thing is looking into biomaterials and mechanics. This is particularly focused on patents, not patents. I read a question. I'll talk about that question in particular. Biomaterial and biomechanics is referred to like rehabilitation engineering, and focused on more on prosthetics and orthotics and how you can develop them in order to advance the field. So this is one sector which is really demanding these days. Sales, service, and application, that is independent of the sector, independent of the particular field of expertise, and they have been growing really well recently. So now I would like to take some questions from the students related to this, or like the people who have been watching this live session. And I guess I have one question already which was asked in the live session, that few of my friends got into central government jobs like central patent, FCI, etc. How do we prepare for those? So I have also known like couple of people who are getting into like patenting kind of jobs. So how do they do that is, so there are some courses like you can do a course through WIPO for patenting, which is helpful in like providing you different aspects of like how you can patent things and these courses. And there are openings by the government in like especially asking for patent attorney. And then when you apply for that, there is a written test for it. If you get shortlisted, there is an interview for that, and over the period of time, then you get selected for the particular job. And but the number of positions are really limited, and it becomes really difficult at that point of time. So these like this was one question which was asked. For the other question, let me see if I have some more questions. Niranjan, if you can type me those questions, I can like really like I don't know how can we communicate those questions. If we can type it out, it will be really great for me to know. Else we can take a question and answer session on the Facebook Messenger instead, if that would work. I think so, that would be better. I can end the session over here. If you have any questions, please feel free to type in as comments, and I can like take care of the questions as such. So if you don't have any questions currently, I didn't see any of the question in the live session. Let me just see through if I have any questions. Hmm. Okay, okay. I Let me see if there are any questions. Mm. Okay, prospects after PhD in biomedical engineering. So this is a very interesting question. I am in the same boat of what you can do after PhD in biomedical engineering. So there are multiple options. So after you have finished your PhD in biomedical engineering, you can work as a postdoc in one of the premier research center. You can apply for postdoc in different labs. That is one way to go. Second way to go is you can apply into consulting. There are many firms like McKinsey, Bain, BCG. They open consulting for advanced degree candidates. So you can go into consulting. You can go into data analytics. There are multiple organizations currently who are offering PhD as data analytics. You can enter into that. Apart from that, you can enter into like some of the organizations who offer industrial research. You can go into pre-sales. You can also go into as a research lead. So there are those opportunities. Apart from that, any opportunity which asks you for a master's degree or a bachelor's degree with 5 to 9 years of experience, all the PhDs are like eligible to apply for those jobs. Don't feel shy of applying of those jobs when you are doing your PhD. So that is the time when you can really excel as such. So there are multiple options for a PhD. And I got some more question. What is data analytics and what is the scope of biomedical engineering in government sector? So let's talk about data analytics. So data analytics is essentially analyzing the data and producing insights which are usable by a layman. So there are like a large amount of data available. Like let's consider in a hospital. So in an hospital setting, there are like number of how many number of patients are coming, how many number of patients are satisfied with it. We conduct like multiple survey to get the patient feedback. Now we get a large amount of data. Now we need to analyze that data in order to understand what is the patient's sentiment towards the hospital. We need to analyze the data in order to figure out that what is the usage of machines. We need to analyze that what, so it basically data analytics empowers your inventory management, your data, your any management of a hospital. So it helps there. Apart from that, the application of data analytics is many more. So currently, like there is a company called 23andMe. So what do they do is they ask you to take a swab of your saliva and send it to them, and they will track everything about your genome. Like they will track about, they will find out your whole line. So that is one way. They will also find out whether you are prone to any disease. So basically they can do a lot of things based on that sample which you provide, and there is a large amount of data which is being produced by researchers, and they don't have tools to analyze that data. So data analysts they work in two ways. One are the people who work to develop these tools which are helpful for the researcher. Second, they also help in order to understand these insights in a very simplified manner. So that is another thing. Now I got another section, what is the scope of biomedical engineer in government sector. So in government sector it is really like interesting, because like I met few of the people who were working with the government organization in Tamil Nadu, and they were working on essentially uh, how the hospital does its procurement, how the government hospital procure their instruments. So in that sector there is scope. Then there is scope if you want to go into the patenting part of it. Like there are various patent attorneys which are hired. So basically their job is to evaluate the technology and tell whether it is worth or not, or they have to evaluate whether we can give patent or not. So it requires a lot of literature search, and in order to whether the patent should be granted or not. So those kind of jobs are there. Apart from that, there is national NHSRC, if I'm not wrong. So they are the consultants or the healthcare advisors to the Prime Minister of India. They work with the healthcare ministry. So there are jobs with them, and like a couple of biomedical engineers who are working in hospital, they move on to become consultant for them, and they help them in strategizing how the government should work on like maintaining the hospitals, or the development of hospitals, or development of public health. So there are multiple roles in the government, and this field has been like slowly like growing, and we have been seeing multiple roles which are coming up. uh, so next question is the role of biomedical engineer in designing hospital management software. So biomedical engineer can play an essential role in designing the hospital management software, because if you know in and out of it, software development is just about writing the code. If the essential part over here is knowing the logic, what are the essential parameters which are needed for managing a hospital, from managing how to dispose a syringe to how to you can sterilize a CT machine, or how you can use sterilized instruments. So what kind of resources are needed, what kind of inventory is needed, what are the costs, what are the prices. A hospital management system, it is very tough for a software engineer coming from outside to develop it, whereas for a biomedical engineer it becomes easier, because they already know about the things, and they can apply their coding skills in order to develop that software, make the tweaks to the software, and also enhance the software. Next question I get is, I don't talk to anybody. I hate sharing my experience. Am I worth for biomedical engineering? So, this is an interesting question. That I don't talk to anybody. You need not talk to anybody, but there is an essential part where you need to understand that. If you don't talk to anybody, you won't be able to know that what problem they are facing or what kind of solution they need. So you just need that little bit amount of talking, and if you feel uncomfortable talking in person, you can use any other medium of communication. You can use just emails to talk to people, but just develop one particular medium of communication where you can talk to people, where you can get the problem statement at least defined, for which you can develop solution. You are worth for biomedical engineering, there is no doubt about that, but you need to communicate in order to understand the problem so that you can develop a solution for that. Next question I get is, what is the idea on testing and calibration? So this is also a very interesting field that we work on, like a lot of testing of equipments, whether they are calibrated or not. Like I currently work in lab, and we have to do perform periodic test in order to understand whether our device has been calibrated to give us correct readings or not, because the offset of just 2 microvolts just throws away my readings completely. So I need to be calibrated in order to be accurate, because the amplitude level of the biomedical signals is really low. So how can I prevent, and the noise level is really high. So to do that, I need to be know that my calibration is perfect, there is no error, scope of error, and I can work on it in order to solve that problem. So testing and calibration is important there, and the same amount of accuracy is required when a doctor is analyzing a patient, because if you are incorrect by even a small margin, it causes a lot of problems. So next question is, I'm a beautiful girl. Do I have a future in BME? Of course, you have a future in BME. So the interesting part about biomedical engineering is, so when I was in my engineering college, like more than 50, this was the only branch of engineering which had more number of girls as compared to boys. So there is indeed a great future for girls in the field of biomedical engineering, and I know a lot of girls. They work for multiple organizations and they are really successful. I'll give you an example. So I know a person who, she was from Bangalore. She did her bachelor's of engineering from BMSC college, and after that she now came to US for masters. After finishing her masters, now she is a she works with Stanford Hospital. She is been getting multiple awards for the same, and she has been really successful. So it's not that she came to US and she became successful. She had been successful while pursuing biomedical engineering as well. So, and I know like few more like biomedical engineers who pursued the same path and they are in wonderful jobs currently. And it doesn't matter, I guess, like whether like I don't quantify like beauty to job a direct correlation as such. I belong to small taluk in India. Can I get a job in GE? Of course, you can get a job in GE. So I had a friend who used to wonder whether they can get job into GE, Philips, but what he did, so after his engineering, he thought that he is not fit with the skills which he has in order to apply for GE. He spent extra amount of time in order to learn the skills which are required by GE as sales and service engineer. I guess Niranjan can really help you in this regard by telling you what are the skills which are needed by these companies, and he can help you in identifying those key skills and advancing those skills which will help you in landing up a job in GE. So it also doesn't matter whether you are from a small taluk, small, the place where I come from, nobody even knows what is a biomedical engineer. So like it doesn't matter. At least you are aware. So that is amazing. What is the secret of your success? Say in one word. So secret of success is perseverance. Perseverance is no matter how difficult it gets, no matter how difficult the problem gets, you have to persevere through that thing. You need not stop if you have any obstacles. You need to fight against it. You need to win over it, no matter how difficult it gets. It cannot be like difficult as compared to your grit. So if you have that perseverance, you can get through any problem. Who is your role model? Whew, now it is getting really, really tough. Who is my role model? So, I have thought multiple times that who can, who fits in as a role model. I really admire Abdul Kalam as a my role model at times, because I've seen the type of things which he has done for the country in terms of space program. Right now, we feel so much proud about that. I had a dream, or I had a like a desire that I should do something for the health care of the country. He had a dream for space. I have a dream for healthcare. I don't know, but he is indeed a role model for most of the students currently in the country, and it's really powerful. Okay. Uh, Next is what is the secret of your success in one word? So I told it's perseverance. Like I got rejected in multiple times in different things. I wanted to pursue certain opportunities. I didn't get those opportunities, but I didn't stop. I found out a way around it, and I decided that I should do it. And I don't know, like I was sitting at the other side of it and I had nobody who can tell me that you can do it. But still I persevered. So I believe that you guys can do it, because there is a hope, man. If I can do it, you can do it too. Okay. in my among my parents, I like really like my parents, both mother and father, they have given me enough space and education that I can really communicate well, and I have been able to do whatever I want to do. They have given me a lot of freedom to choose whatever I want to do in my life, so I'm really grateful to them. And they have always supported me in all the decision which I want to take, and they did a lot of work in order to bring me where I am today. So I'm really like indebted or grateful to them. So I guess I have been speaking for a really long time now. Any other questions? Okay. So I guess I'll end my live session now. If you still have any questions, you can post in the comments and I'll reply to those comments, or you can send me messages, emails. My email address is this, the page address is given, my Facebook address is given. So you can contact me, and it was really wonderful being in this live session. Take care. Bye bye. See you soon.